Show me love, show me love. This is all we
Hello
got.
there, friends.
Show
I'm
me
Marley Bird, your BiCrafty Bestie, and I am here to show you a very simple way to finish off that Bamberg Bandana Cowl. The Bamberg Bandana Cowl is knit flat back and forth in rows, and it's the finishing that turns it into the bandana cowl. We are going to finish it by taking our bind off edge and seaming it along the right edge of our piece, just like so. And we will be using a crochet hook to create some really great textural stitches for the join. Yes, I did say crochet hook, but don't let that stop you from joining me, because I also show you how to complete these lovely stitches with knitting needles. Yes, you can absolutely create a single crochet and a slip stitch join with your knitting needles as well. It just goes by a different name. The first part would be a stretchy bind off join. The second part would be a pick up and knit and then immediately bind off. But we can create this amazing look with our crochet hook or our knitting needles, and I can't wait to show you how to do that. So let's go ahead, grab your cowl, grab your yarn, grab your crochet hook, or grab your needles, and we can jump in. Okay, I have gone ahead and zoomed in so that you can get a better look at what we will be doing. And I am going to use this lighter color yarn. This would have been my color C in this example. And I'm going to use this color to do my join here and see if I like that. So what we will start off with is positioning our cowl in the way we like it. So this is my cast on edge. This is my bind off edge. And essentially, I just want to make sure that this corner right here meets up precisely on the corner down here, okay? I don't want them to be off, because that's where it can be a little bit unsightly. So I am just going to kind of pinch these together and make sure that they are positioned so that way I'm not working along and it becomes out of shape. Okay, so I think that's enough for me. Now, what I will be doing is I'm using a size H or a 5mm crochet hook, which is a 1/2 millimeter smaller than the needle size I used. I decided to just go a 1/2 millimeter smaller because I tend to crochet better with a little bit of a smaller hook than a bigger hook. It just looks a little bit more tidy. If you want to change your hook size, you absolutely can do that, but let me show you how we are going to do this. So with our edge put together just like so, and with the cast on edge pointing towards me, I will be going through each of these garter ridge sections. So you have these garter ridge, you have like a gully in here. We're going to be putting our hook in that gully area. Okay, and we'll put our hook into the gully area, and then we're going to come over here to the corresponding stitch right over here on the bind off edge. Now, if you were to look at what stitch that is, I'm just going to kind of give you a glance here. So this bind off edge right here, okay, I am looking at the side that I bound off, and if you were to think of that as a V, I'm going through the back loop of that V. You guys see that? Now, does it really matter? No, you could go all the way over here and go through over there. I just find it was easier to go through this, and then that left this edge just looking perfectly fine, okay? So what we will do is we will start off, put our hook through that area, grab your yarn, whatever color you're going to use. It could be any of the 3 colors that you chose to use for your project. And you grasp your hook, hold on to your yarn over, and pull that yarn over through both of those loops. But this part right here, where I'm just yarning over and pulling up a loop, it's like we've picked up a stitch, okay? So we've started off by picking up a stitch, then I'm going to yarn over my hook and pull through one. That's just going to join our yarn now to our project, okay? Now I want to go ahead and I'm going to go through that same stitch. So that same stitch on both of them, yarn over, pull up a loop. So I did the same thing. Now I have 2 loops on my hook, and I essentially want to yarn over my hook again and pull through both of those loops. Okay, go to the next stitch over, go between the gully. I'm going to go in to one of them, go into the opposite side. So I have one of each. Yarn over my hook, pull that through both of those loops, pull up, yarn over, and draw through two. Do it again. I'm going to the next gully. I'm just going right across, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and draw through two. Go right across, go into the gully, go through both of those, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through two. You guys see that? Into both of those pieces of fabric, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through both. So we are doing a single crochet. We're going to keep doing this until this whole piece is joined together. So I'm going through both, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, draw through two. Go into both, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through two. Can you see that? Okay, I know there are some of you out there who absolutely cannot use a crochet hook. So I'm going to show you how to get this same look using your knitting needles. So if you need to grab your knitting needles and continue on, I'm going to show you how to do that. If you're comfortable with the crochet hook, go ahead and continue doing this all the way until you get to the very end of that bind off edge with the joint, okay? But let me show you how to do with the knitting needle at this point. Okay, because I have these knitting needles sitting here, we're going to use these, all right? So I'm going to put this loop right here onto my knitting needle. I'm going to go into both of those stitches just like I did with my crochet hook, right? I'm going to yarn over. Notice I yarn over, I go underneath for a knitting, I go over top for crochet. So I go underneath for knitting, and I'm just going to grasp this yarn so it doesn't go anywhere, and I'm pulling it through. Can you see that? All right. Now, we want to complete this single crochet, right? So you would yarn over and pull through both of those, which is exactly what we want to do. It's the same as if I take my other needle here, put it into the front leg of both of those stitches, yarn over, and pull through, which looks just like a stretchy bind off, right? So I can go in to both, yarn over, pull that through. I can take my other needle, put it into the front leg of both of those, yarn over, and pull it through. Between here, yarn over and pull up a loop. Take my left hand needle, put it in the front leg of both of those, yarn over, and pull through. It's a stretchy bind off, or it's a single crochet if you're using a crochet hook. Make sense? All right, so how was that? Pretty cool, right? Now you can probably understand how the crochet hook works a little bit better now that you've seen it done in knitting, or maybe not. It's all right. So whether you're using your crochet hook or your knitting needle, go ahead and complete this whole row with the join, and then we're going to work our way back along those single crochets, and we're going to work slip stitches just to give it even more definition. So I'll see you at the very end. When you get to that very last stitch, make sure you're all the way to the edge of the bind off, so that way it doesn't look unsightly. But at this point, when everything is joined with your single crochet or your stretchy bind off, whichever one, you can see here you have a really great stretch and give to this portion of the cowl. It looks really nice. This is what it looks like from this side If I were to peek from the opposite side, there's no color bleed. It looks really great along the edge here. And you absolutely could stop right here. But I wanted another ridge right along this edge here just to look a little bit more finished. So what I did is down here, I did not chain. I didn't do anything extra. So what you will do is you will turn your work. So whether you're knitting or crocheting, turn your work. And I'll show you for the crochet first what we're going to do. We're going to do slip stitches, okay? So put your hook in. Don't chain, remember? Can you see? We're going to use this. You see that spot right there? Okay, right there. It's underneath. If I were to put this through, it's underneath the V. You see the V's on the top? Those V's on the top. We're going to go underneath that V and we're going to create slip stitches, okay? So I'm going to take my hook. I'm going to go directly underneath that V, yarn over my hook, pull up a loop, and pull that loop through the loop on my hook. Go to the next one, yarn over my hook, pull up a loop, pull that loop through the loop on my hook. Do not tighten these. Let them remain the size of your hook. All right, if you tighten them, you're going to take away all that stretchy you just created. Just keep these nice and rhythmic, just like so. For knitters, this is just like a bind off, okay? So, for example, same idea here. I'll even start back here at the beginning for you. We have one loop on our needle. I'm going to go underneath both of those loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, have that back loop, jump up and over the front loop. Okay? You could even think about it taking the left-hand needle, putting it in there, and then knitting it, and having the back jump the front. Yarn over, pull up a loop, have the back jump the front. Back, jump the front. Again, don't tighten those up too much. And what you're going to see is you're going to get these nice little V's on this edge of the single crochets, and it just kind of hides the backside edge of your single crochet. So let me get down this row and then we'll take a look at how this looks. Hopefully you're seeing it on your own edge, but you just go right on down. Should be nice and easy. Don't pull too tight. And again, whether you're using your knitting needles or your crochet hook, you want to make sure those slip stitches, because these slip stitches or your bind off stitches are not too snug, or it takes away from all of that stretchiness we just created with the single crochet. Now down here at the very end, I will tell you, I like to just pop in down here and just do a slip stitch just to join it all together. Then I'm going to cut my yarn. I'm going to leave myself a nice little length of tail so I can weave that in. Just pull this up. Let's take a peek here. I'm going to look at the side I just finished. Can you see how it looks like it has these really lovely, these V's right here? Those are the slip stitches or the bind offs I just did. And on the opposite side, as we look there, it also has this nice, lovely column of V's, and that's the tops of the single crochets we did. So as we lay this down flat, we get this nice little bit of a raised edge, sort of looks like an I-cord, but it is not an I-cord. And we just get this nice little bit of texture join right here. Now, I did obviously use the same color as my bind off edge, but you don't have to do that at all. I could have used this color. I could have used this color. It would have been beautiful either way. Now, I will tell you, using the same color on both aspects, whether it's the single and then the chain, that's important because that allows for that seamless look to happen here. Okay, that allows for that seamless look. If you were to use two colors, you're gonna lose that. But at the very end, you just weave in these bits here, and then you get to put it on. So let me go ahead and weave in my ends, and then we'll get a chance to look at the final look. Okay, so I have finished my lovely bandana cowl. Let's see what it looks like on. I love this. Ah! It's absolutely perfection. You can see here, we get this lovely line right here, and it has like, there is no stiffness to it. There's a lot of stretch and give, and that is because of the single crochet join that we used with those slip stitches, and we get a beautiful point right down. So I'm gonna go get some pictures of this and publish this right away, and I can't wait to see your Bamberg bandana cowl. I hope you love this. You can use this type of finishing on any sort of cowl you want, so I love that there are so many more possibilities. All right, everybody, that's it for me, your BiCrafty Bestie, and you just learned a new tool for your knitters and crocheters toolbox. I'll catch you around on the next video. Bye. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you like this pattern, you can find the link to the pattern in the video description box right down there below.
Show me up, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love.